What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Dan and Stephen here with another football video. And in this video, we're going to be predicting how the Premier League will finish. So we're going to go from 20th position up to the first position and give our predictions on where each team will finish off. Like who gets relegated, who gets European spots, and the burning question of all, who is going to win the Premier League? Because that's still up in the air. No one knows who's going to win it, and I think Liverpool's going to fall away soon. So football's back to bar. We're all excited. It's going to be no fans. It's going to be a bit strange, but I hear it's better than nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't wait to actually get back into watching some football. Like, this Spanish and fucking Italian football just doesn't cut it for me. Like,
I'm so excited for Premiership to come back. Like, it's going to be flat out for next month. So it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So
right,
we'll get into it. Let's
yeah.
get into it. Okay, for my 20th position, I can't see them getting away. It's Norwich.
Exact same.
Yeah,
they're done.
Yeah, because they've only won 5 games this season and they need to win 2 games just to be level, just to get out of relegation. So I can't see it happening. Don't get me wrong, I would love it to happen. It'd be really interesting to see Norwich actually do the great escape, but I can't see it. So sorry, Norwich, you're getting relegated.
So it does happen sort of every year. There is a story though, so it's not going to absolutely shock me if they manage to turn something around. But I mean, they've 21 points. This season.
Yes.
After 29 games, like, you're not staying in this league. Like,
every time I watch them, they do perform really well, and especially the before the season was cancelled, they were doing some good performances. But overall, like, they haven't been good enough, and maybe it'll take them another season to go back to the Championship to come back up to actually survive next year or a year after. Like, but yeah, Norwich are definitely getting relegated anyway, and I think they'll finich 20th.
Who do you have at 19?
19, I went for Brighton.
Interesting. I've just kept it at Villa.
Villa, okay.
It's weird. See, it's hard for me to put Villa there because I think Aston Villa is a team you just really associate with the Premier League, and even though they came back up this year, but they're still a team that you think, oh, they're always going to be in it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a Newcastle or West Ham. They're a big club.
No, 100%.
They're just not good enough.
They're not.
They're just not good enough, and they're over reliant on Jack Grealish. I just don't think there's been too many times where I've watched them this season where they've just been awful.
Yeah.
And I think they'll go down. I think they've 25 points after 28 games. It doesn't look good. I think they'll stay where they are.
Okay. I see. So I went for Brighton. I think Brighton are right now they're out of the relegation zone. But the last 10 games, I think they've only won 1 or 2 games. Mm-hmm. I don't know what sort of team they are anymore. Brighton under Chris Hughton, they were always this robust, very almost like Burnley team, and they were surviving every season, and of course they got into a relegation battle now and again, but they seemed quite comfortable under Chris Hughton, and that's saying they made a big mistake. They should have almost established themselves as a Premier League club before they changed the manager and maybe changed their style over time rather than going for a complete overhaul, and I think they're going to suffer for it, so I think they're definitely getting relegated.
Who do you have then at 18?
I went for Aston Villa, and I'll echo what you said before. I like Aston Villa, same as Newcastle. Like I associate them with 90s football, big club, well supported. I do like them. Like I like John McGinn, I like Jack Grealish and all too, and I do want them to stay up. But I just think with John McGinn being injured and their bad run of form ever since Christmas, like they're on a downhill spiral. I think they'll manage a few wins, and that's why I think they'll just about get relegated.
I think for me, I agree with you. I just went in the 17th spot. I went Brighton. So our bottom 3 is the same then.
Yeah, I just think Aston Villa will get a bit more wins, and they'll move up, but they'll still get relegated.
So we think Norwich, Villa, and Brighton are going to go down this year.
Yeah,
I think I mean, it could be a completely different 3, which makes it interesting.
Be really interesting.
But,
yeah.
I do expect those 3 to go down.
17th, and I think West Ham, but I don't think West Ham are they're surviving. I think if they're going to survive, they're barely going to survive. You know, I would not be shocked if they get relegated. West Ham have frustrated me the last few seasons. Ever since they moved from the Upton Park, I think they lost their identity. They're not the same team anymore. They have this weird style. They have really attacking players and have a really defensive team as well. So I don't know what they're doing. So, but with David Moyes, I think they think long term now. They go for a manager long term. I think David Moyes could be a person that settles that ship. But I wouldn't be surprised if they get relegated.
For 17th for me, I went with Bournemouth.
Okay.
I think so. They're currently 18th in the league.
Yeah.
So they're currently in the relegation zone. I think they're a slightly better team than what the league reflects.
Yes, I do. I think so as well.
They're really patchy and they go through really bad runs, but I do think they're a team that can put 3 to 4 wins together.
My 16th is Bournemouth, so I agree with what you're saying there. I think they have a good enough team. The manager Eddie Howe is ridiculously talented. I think he'll probably move on to a bigger club eventually, but I think they've had a poor season in terms of individual players. The recruitment's been pretty bad last few years. They bought Jordan Abe and Solaki off Liverpool for a combined total of 40 million. I think they've literally scored 2 Premier League goals between them. Mixing with Colin Wilson, who's probably had his worst season in the Premiership since he's came into it. And I think also people like Ryan Fraser and Joshua King, who's had their head turned by bigger clubs. I think it's been a bad season for them, but I think they will survive.
So 16th for me, I want Watford.
Yeah.
I think whenever Nigel Pearson's money's in them, and I think he's done a decent job since he's taken over. They obviously went on a good run, and then they sort of started to fall away again recently. But I do think they'll just have enough. I think their squad's decent. One or two of their players I like. I think they'll just have enough to fall sort of in that position.
No, I agree. I think Nigel Pearson's done a good job in turning that around, because I don't know what the fuck they were thinking or what the fuck they were doing from the start of the season till Christmas. They were rock bottom. But I think they have their players are too good to get relegated. They have Delphi, Sarr, Troy Deeney, have a good squad. I think they will survive. And we saw when they play, when they're at the top of their game, they can beat anyone. So they dismantled Liverpool, beat them 3-0. It could have been worse for Liverpool. So we know what they can do. But it's all about getting that consistency, and I think Nigel Pearson can do that.
15th, who do you have?
I went for Watford.
Well, my 15th, was West Ham. For everything that you sort of said, they're a mess of a club, to be honest. But I still think they have enough in there to stay up. But again, it's going to, who knows? They could finish 15th, 16th, 17th. I just don't think they'll drop this year.
We'll move on. From 20th to 15th, we've had the exact same clubs. Obviously, there's a few variations in positions, but we think the 3 will get relegated. But I think that them 5 clubs are the ones that can get relegated. I think anyone after that are safe now. So my 14th is going to be Newcastle United. Okay. I think Newcastle have surprised a lot of people this season. I think a lot of people wrote them off when Steve Bruce took over. I think they've done well, especially against the big teams. They beat United, they beat Chelsea, done well against Arsenal, Liverpool, and all too. So I do think they've done well enough this season. And it's kind of sad because if the rumours are correct, they're going to be bought over, and Steve Bruce is probably going to be shown the door at the end of the season.
Yeah, for me, I went 14th. I've just went Southampton. They're in 14th at the minute. Again, and Newcastle are currently in 13th. So I've kept them that way, but I could easily interchange them. There's not much between the clubs. I think they're both safe. I think both are not going to go down. I've just kept Southampton in 14th because I don't really see that much. I don't really see how it doesn't really make that much of a difference, does it? If you finish 14th or 13th, you know what I mean? So I've kept them 14th, Southampton.
Well, my 13th is actually Southampton. So just a one place difference. I think they are 14th, but I think they'll move up just because they've turned the corner. A lot of people, again, probably wrote them off after the 9-0 defeat against Leicester City. I think people thought they were going to get relegated. And to get beaten 9-0 says a lot about the club. What the fuck was going on? I don't think you can get beat 9-0 and almost keep the manager and all too. You get me? I thought he was definitely getting sacked, and Southampton were definitely going down. But they turned the corner, and recently they gave him a new contract as well. So I think they'll muster up a few wins, and they'll probably move up the table a wee bit more.
Fair enough. So 13 for me was, we've already been through it, Newcastle. Who do you have in 12 then? I
went for Burnley, which I think is a good finish for them, because no disrespect to Burnley, the size of the club, it's hard for them to actually push on after that there. But I do think Sean Dyche does a fantastic job. They keep them as a Premier League club, and they've established themselves as a Premier League club in the last few seasons. And I think they they flirted with relegation at the start of the season, but I think they'll be comfortable.
They had a real problem last year with Europa League and this. This year they're a wee bit better. I've done the same. They're currently in 10th. I don't think they'll finish in the top 10.
No, I don't think so.
I put them as 12th as well. I just don't think they're good enough. I think the teams above them, the Everton and the Palaces and stuff, who are slightly below them in the league, are going to pip them.
Yeah, so my 11th position is going to be Crystal Palace, or as I call them, Wolfers Zaha FC. I think, it's very similar to what you said before. Burnley are a good squad, but I don't think they have many individual class players. I know they have the guy McNeil, who a lot of people are talking about, but But again, I don't think they have a person like Wilfried Zaha. Why Crystal Palace have a bunch of good players, but Wilfried Zaha is that person who can just win games at the drop of a hat. So regardless if they're playing bad or good, they still have him.
So we're on 10th now?
10th, I think Everton.
Me too. That's the list of fucking season. I think Everton. I think that's not a good season either. I just think like they spend a lot of money. Their squads, I don't know. Their squad's actually not great. We've done a review on it recently. It's like it's not. It should be better for what they've spent, but obviously they've got Carlo Ancelotti in now, great manager. I think they'll finish 10th, and I think they'll look at that. Through the course of the season, they'll probably go, thank God this season's over, but that's still not a good return for Everton.
It's not, if you take the whole season, like a season as a whole, it's not a great overall season, but you got to take it from the position that Carlo Ancelotti took over, or where they were under, was it Silva, before obviously he got the sack. And it's a strange time for Everton. It can go either way. They're getting a lot of money now, and they have the capabilities of buying big players. They rejected 16 million quid for Richarlison of Barcelona. Like 10 years ago, that was unheard of from Everton. Everton don't reject big money like that. They're from bigger clubs. So this shows exactly where they are, getting Carlo Ancelotti and getting all this money. But sometimes it's a teething period. They need actually, like you've seen at Man City, when Man City got the money, they bought some random players like Roque Santa Cruz and stuff. And it took them like 3 or 4 seasons just to get that right in terms of who to buy and structure in the club. So I think Everton could go either way. They can go up the table like Man City, or they could fall away like QPR did.
So what about 9?
This one's I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to go for Sheffield United.
Same.
Same fucking hell.
It's like same. I just think they'll drop.
Yeah, but we said it all season.
I know. I just think they will. I just think we look at their squad, and their squad is not good. Like obviously they've done an amazing job this season, but I can't see them. They're 7th at the minute. I cannot see them staying that high up the league. And if they finish 9th, it's an amazing season.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And it's crazy because they have a game in hand. So if they win their game in hand, they're 2 points or 1 point off top 4. And we're saying they're finished 9th. We're probably going to regret this. They probably finished top 4. We don't know. But I just think, I'm just looking at as you said, look at the team. They don't have that many great players. And I think when push comes to shove, they will fall away because the likes of United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, all in about that. And there isn't much difference between 9th and 4th, to be fair. I think it's like 10 points. That could all change within a matter of weeks, given these last 9 fixtures. But yeah, I'll go for Sheffield United.
I think we're also programmed, I know I am, that we're just not used to seeing a Sheffield there, so we expect an Arsenal, United, a Chelsea, a Spurs to be there. So
100%, yeah, and maybe we could be wrong.
Yeah. So what about 8?
I went for Arsenal.
See, I was torn between Arsenal. I've got them in 7th. I went Wolves for 8th. Okay. I think it's a hard one because it's a hard one for me to justify, and I think it's only because it is Arsenal and they're such a big club and they're so much bigger than Wolves. I think Wolves are a better team, but I just think maybe with Aubameyang they've got, I just think surely they're going to fucking do something here. I
know. I'm trying to look at like the reaction whenever they got rid of the manager and got in Arteta. I don't think they've won 2 Premier League games under Arteta. One of them was against Man United, which obviously was a great win for them. But I haven't seen that much of a change. Okay, given I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I'm sure there's Arsenal fans who disagree with me. But I don't think there's been that much of a change. Is he going to be successful? Probably. But right now, I didn't see. Usually, when you get a new manager and you see it under Solskjaer, when like the team reacts, I didn't see a reaction in Arsenal, and that's why I think I can't see them moving up.
So yeah, so I have Wolves in 8th, and then I've got Arsenal in 7th. Who do you have in 7th?
I went for Spurs.
Spurs, interesting.
But this is a toss of a coin, because if you take into consideration the Spurs' first game against Man United, if Man United win that game, I think Spurs are done in terms of top 4 finishing. You know, and I think that will cause United to get finished top 4. That will kick them on. Because if you look at their last 8 fixtures after the Spurs game, they're all really winnable. The Spurs game's quite tough, but I think in that sense, if Spurs get beat, they're going to have a poor end to the season. But again, if Spurs can win that game, if they can beat Man United, that changed it at all. I'm looking at this as a United fan, this table, so I'm probably being biased. And again, I just haven't seen that much of not difference. I just haven't seen.
They're worse.
I haven't been impressed under Mourinho. I like Mourinho in terms of he's one of the greatest managers probably ever. But I haven't. They look dysfunctional. They look all over the place, and they're not good to watch.
In 6th, I went with Spurs.
Yeah,
probably similar to what you say. I think if they can get Harry Kane back fit, scoring again, they've got Son back. They're obviously very dangerous. They could quite easily beat us on Friday. But I just don't. They're 8th at the minute. They're a bit far on. I can't see them getting in the top 4. I've just put them as 6th. It's a toss of a coin though. So
exactly.
5th, who did you go for? Or sorry, you're 6th. Who did you get for?
My 6th was Wolves. I think I've been writing Wolves off for the last 2 seasons since they've been in the Premiership, and I'm always waiting for the bubble to burst, and it hasn't. You see how well they're doing in the Europa League. Usually when a team, we said it for Burnley as well. Whenever Burnley got in the Premiership and actually got in the Europa League, they suffered because they were trying to balance. But since but Wolves have made it look so effortless. Yes, that word there. You know what I mean? So I would like to say they're going to fall away, but I can't see it. They're being so consistent and just very professional. I'm not a big fan of them. I think their style of play is very boring, very rigid, very almost like Mourinho-esque, but they're getting the job done.
So who do you have then in 5th?
This is the big one. And again, I'm probably being biased. I think Chelsea. I think Chelsea's going to finish 5th. I think just given the run of form Man United and Chelsea were on before the season was postponed. I think Man United were on some ridiculous, they won 10 out of 11 games, only conceded 2 goals, and Chelsea were getting beat by a lot of teams or dropping a lot of points. I think the season continued if it had been postponed. Man United would be in top 4. Maybe this break came at a bad time for United or a good time, but I think Chelsea will finish 5th.
I'm even more biased. I'm going Leicester in 5th.
What?
I think it's obviously there's a big point swing here, but I think this and I'm just kind of trying to do this as well to make it interesting. But I just think if something's going to change in this league, I think Leicester are dropping. I think United are pushing, and I think Chelsea are better than Leicester. So it's I just think if anything, what could be an interesting end of the season, it could be the fact that Leicester drop out of the top 4 after pretty much being there all season, and Chelsea and United get in. I think that'll be interesting. So I put Leicester in 5th. Maybe that's fucking stupid, but I actually wouldn't be surprised because they're not playing that well. They weren't playing that well before. What do you think? So I assume you were going United in 4th?
Yeah, again, I see what you mean with Leicester. I think the season continued. Leicester were going to fall away, but I just can't see Man United and Chelsea making that points up,
Yeah.
Maybe, but again, I'm being biased. I think United's going to finish 4th, but regardless, I think top 5 get Champions League football because I think Man City are going to be banned next season. So there isn't much of a difference. Finishing 5th and finishing 3rd, really. Doesn't affect much.
I've won Chelsea in 4th.
Okay.
Because I'm completely biased and I want to finish 3rd. But so fuck. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm going to want them to finish 3rd. I don't give a shit.
I hope you're right.
I think we're playing really well, and I want to see Pogba and Bruno in the same place. So I've went them 3rd. And I've won Chelsea 4th.
No, that's good. I went obviously Leicester 3rd, United 4th, Chelsea 5th. Again, I hope you're right. I hope Man United can move up to the 3rd, and I do think there's a lot of optimism around United. Maybe we're being biased because we're United fans, but I do think there is. I think this is probably the best feeling I've had since Fergie. I think a lot of young players coming through, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood. You have Scott McTominay, Danny James. You have Scott McTominay playing. You have Pogba coming back. You have Bruno Fernandes, who's been fucking a revelation since he's came to the club. And you have you can see you can see the positivity amongst United fans tonight and the way they play. The last game at Old Trafford, we played Man City. That wasn't just a snatch and grab. Man United played really well that game. They had a lot of chances, and I felt like we were back to where we should be. Again, we don't know. We could literally come back and just get beat, and then go back to square one again. But yeah, I hope you're right.
So then top 2 is pretty obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, Man City and Liverpool. Yeah.
Yeah. So Liverpool to win the league by an absolute country mile.
Yeah.
Because they're hands down the best team in the fucking league.
Yeah.
And then City again.
Strange. It's strange for City because finishing 2nd is a good achievement. But a lot of people have slagged them off and slagged off Pep Guardiola this season, even though they're winning most games comfortably, scoring a lot of goals, playing some class football. But I think just because of Liverpool's how good Liverpool have been this season, it's Man City look shite almost, even though they're finishing 2nd. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I can't see anything obviously changing there. It's done. City are too good not to finish 2nd. Leicester, Chelsea, United are never catching City.
No.
And City are obviously never catching Liverpool.
Yeah, true.
That's it.
I think Liverpool are 2 games away from winning the league.
Yeah.
So basically, if Arsenal beat Man City, Liverpool just need to beat Everton to win the league. So that's going to happen, and the sooner it happens, the better. Just to get out of the way for all United fans to suffer for a fucking week or two. But again, before we actually end this here, you almost have a feel a wee bit sorry for Liverpool fans right now because they're going to win the league for the first time in 30 years and not have any fans there and not be at their own stadium.
Yeah.
Like, how grim is that? Like, I'm not trying to rub it in, but I actually am sympathising with Liverpool fans right now, which is a shock to me. That is fucking horrible.
It's not ideal, but I mean, I'd rather it be in the position of winning the league anyway. Do you know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, true. I know. But anyway, that was our list. Anyway, that was our predictions. We're probably wrong in every single position, but you never know.
Hopefully, we're wrong on the first one.
Yeah, hopefully somehow. Here's a good point. Would you take Liverpool losing the league and United finishing like 9th?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Or Liverpool win the league and United finish 3rd?
No, I'd finish 9th.
But we're not bad whatsoever. Get relegated.
That's what I'm going for. I would disband the club. I'd be like, United don't exist anymore.
I'm happy enough. But yeah, that was our predictions. The good thing about football, no one's right or wrong here. So let us know what you think in the comments below.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching the video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Just to let you know, we've got similar content available on the channel if you want to check it out.
We also do our own podcast called MCPodcasting, where we cover a range of topics from politics, sports and even movies.
We basically just talk about shit.
We argue that as well on it there, but all the links are below. We're on all major platforms, Spotify, iTunes, and is there any other?
That's the main ones, yeah.
Yeah, that's the main ones.
Just check out the podcast, and if there's any sort of videos you want us to react to, drop us a comment in the YouTube videos, and we'll be sure to check it out.
Or if you want to make fun of us, then go ahead. We don't care.
Be nice.
Be nice.
In fairness, we don't really get that many comments.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Stop looking at me.
Okay.